Hey, it's Charlie from Charlie Reads and Reviews, and I've been gone for so long. I've recorded a whole bunch of videos. I just need to edit them and post them, but I've just not found the time. I've had pretty chaotic past 3 months of traveling a lot for work, and that really drains me. And then I got COVID, and then I had a work retreat, and I turned 40, and I went for my birthday trip to Namibia. It was just a lot. Then the World Cup soccer, it was just so much happening. But I thought, let me quickly do a video that's going to be quick and easy and simple. Doesn't need too much editing, and I'm going to post it. So, what is this video going to be about? It is me just doing a quick wrap up of what I read in November. Literally finished 2 books. So, very simple wrap up. And then I want to talk about what I want to read for Tome Topple. Nice, quick, short video. So, let's go. So first book I finished was The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas. Absolutely loved this book. This is a YA fantasy that incorporates Mayan and Aztec, I think, mythology. And it's set in like modern times, but if the area that is now known as Mexico was not colonized. And I love that because we kind of see it in kind of modern references to things that are, social media and teenage angst and all these things, but taking into consideration the fact that we live in a world where there are gods, hence the fancy aspect. And so we've got the Sunbearer Trials. It kind of reminded me a bit of the Hunger Games, but better. Absolutely love this. Apparently this is a duology. I cannot wait for the second one to come out. I read Aidan Thomas's first book, The Cemetery Boys, which I really did enjoy, but I felt like very early on the plot twist was very clear to me, and so it felt like it was dragging by the time it was like revealed, and so that kind of brought down my rating. I think I gave it a 4 stars, but I feel like they have really grown in their writing style. Here there's another book in between, Lost in the Neverwoods, that I had never heard of, so I do want to check that one out. And reading this was just a 5-star read. I did not see the plot twist coming on. I love the representation. So there's queer representation in terms of like trans rep, gay and lesbian representation. There's also deaf rep, and there's also representation of physical scarring. I just loved this book. And I gave it 5 stars. Sorry, I don't know if you noticed, but my cat was screaming at the door, and then I have to beg her. I have to trick her to come in. She wants to come in, but she won't come in until I absolutely beg her to come in. Anyway, so I do have to do some editing on this video. Yay, thanks, Misty. All right, so the next book that I finished was Skander and the Unicorn Thief by, I think it's A.F. Stedman. When I first picked up this book, I don't know why, but I thought it was like a book about indigenous people in the US. And so I took it from that perspective, and it was really fascinating, really interesting to me. And then for whatever reason, I decided to go and Google the author, and I was like, oh, no, this is based in England. It's about white kids in England, and it kind of changed the experience for me a little bit. But overall, I enjoyed it. I listened to it on script. And like it was suggested to me because I'd listened to Onyeka and the Sun Academy, and they said it was kind of in the same vein. And I will admit I was enjoying it. At the same time, I was reading Amari and the Night Brothers, which I only finished in December, so it's not going to be in this wrap up. And so there was aspects of it that kind of reminded me of each other, and that kind of maybe influenced what I was feeling about the book. But overall, I thought it was a good book and a good debut. And I gave it 4 stars. And so those were the 2 books that I finished in November. All right, so now I want to talk about Tome Topples. I'm reading a bunch of books already. In fact, I finished at this point in time 4. Ooh, look at me. 4 books already in December. And there's a couple of other books that I have started reading that I hope to finish in this month. I'm having a really good reading month. I don't know why. Maybe I was missing it. I'm not sure. But yeah, as you can hear, I'm recovering again. I got sick again on Tuesday. I traveled for work again. And honestly, I think this traveling constantly is just my body is saying, I need you to stop. So I'm trying to relax, and like this weekend I'm doing nothing. So I think it's fantastic that I could participate in Tome Topple, which actually starts today from the 9th of September to the 22nd of September. And Tome Topple is the creation of, actually don't know what their name is, but from Thoughts and Tomes is their booktube handle and the channel name. I'm trying to see if there's anything that says their actual name. Not sure. But I heard about this announcement from Tori Morrow, who's one of the co-hosts. They got a bunch of other co-hosts, but I've only really heard it from Tori Morrow. And I really liked it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So in essence, just the gist of it is that you're supposed to read a tome in this 2-week period, and a tome is a book that's over 500 pages, but they're not really being too fussy if you read a book that's like 487 pages, but perhaps 350 doesn't really count. The whole idea behind this challenge is to get people comfortable with reading these massive books. So I've kind of given away one of my books that I want to be reading during Tome Topple. And I think it's great for me because I really enjoyed The Grace of Kings, and I've been trying to find a way to get myself into reading The Wall of Storms, which is larger than The Grace of Kings. I think The Grace of Kings is like 640 pages or something around there. And each book just gets bigger and bigger, and I've been really feeling intimidated by how large these books are. So I thought, let me participate in Tome Topple. There are like 20 prompts, and they all have different things to it. I'm not really going to go through the 20 prompts, but I'm going to link below the 2 videos that I watched. So that was Thoughts on Tomes announcement video, as well as Tori Morrow's one, and you can go check it out. And you can see all the different prompts. In essence, you don't really need to do all 20 prompts, obviously, because you can't repeat a prompt, so it has to be one. So that, in essence, would be 20 books in 2 weeks. I mean, some people could do it, because if you think about it, it's 14 days. Maybe you read like 1.25 books a day. But I think you'd be pretty phenomenal. I guess you could kind of get away with it, maybe. I don't know if you're like a speed reader, but you also listen to audiobooks at like 2 times speed. I think you could probably get away with that, or maybe 2.5 times speed. And yeah, so looking at some of the prompts, I was like, okay, I definitely want to check out The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu, which is the 2nd book in the Dandelion Dynasty. And one of the prompts is a sequel tome. So it would count towards that. This is a whopping 856 pages. 856 pages. It's not small. But I said, okay, in case for whatever reason I managed to finish that and I want to read the next book, I managed to purchase myself the 3rd book in the Dandelion Dynasty, which is The Veiled Throne by Ken Liu. I'm loving that they're all the same. I love this. The black covers are really beautiful. In fact, I'm going to put like images of the black covers here. But I really am loving this. So the idea is, if I finish that and I have enough time, then I'm going to pick up The Veiled Throne. And let me think, out of the... so this one is, if I take away the notes and things, and the glossary, let's get to the end of this, is 982 pages. And so it potentially could be I could say a tome written by a BIPOC author. So that covers another prompt. And then on my Kindle, I've started reading... what is the name of that book now? Oh, The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang, and I'm loving it. And when I looked at the story graph, because I have it on Kindle, they say it's about 618 pages, and so that definitely counts as a tome. And so if I finish that one as well, that's the 3rd one. And if I had to give it as a I wonder what I could do for this one. A standalone tome, because it's a standalone. All right. And then I am hoping to look for an audiobook of some kind of tome that I can listen to. But I haven't found one yet, so we'll see. So there you have it. That's the books that I'm reading for Tome Topple. I'm going to put all the links below. Starts today. I haven't actually read any of Sword of Kaigen or even The Wall of Storms yet, but I think what I want to do is I want to read some of Sword of Kaigen. Try to get myself, I'm at like 5%, which is like 33 pages in, so I'm trying to get myself to 100 pages, wherever that takes me. And then I want to pick up The Wall of Storms and maybe get to the first, I don't know how far. It would be great to get to the first 100 pages, you know, because like if I do 100 pages a day, that's 8, and I could be finished by the end. Like, it's obviously need to go faster than that if I want to read both books, but I'm not really pushing myself to finish both books in this time. It's just really a nice to have. So let me know if you are participating in Tome Topple, and I wonder if is there an emoji of a spinning top? So there is none. So let's go with the emoji of a top hat for Tome Topple. And yeah, let me know if you are going to be participating, what books you're interested in, and if you've read any of the books that I'm going to be reading for Tome Topple or that I read in November. I'd love to hear your thoughts about them. Cheers. Happy Friday.